It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is a Monday, October 14th. It's a overcast fall-like day here in Los Angeles. How about where you guys are? Hopefully, this is a week without any crazy storms, hurricanes, tornadoes. One thing I've noticed right off the bat, I forgot to do anything to my eyebrows today in honor of Sob and Robin and Sister Wives. I actually really, truly forgot. This wasn't intentional, but it really will make for quite the story when I get into Sister Wives and Robin's meltdown on the bathroom floor. We will be talking about all of that later. So much to talk about, as always. A good weekend or Sunday night, I should say, of TV. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Did you? Did you do anything special? Did you celebrate the holiday? Did you see your family? Today is, well, it was Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. I think it's Canadian Thanksgiving. I don't even know anymore. It's all kinds of holidays all the time. We have more Jewish holidays amongst us this week. We have Sukkot, which is this week. So my kids have a short week this week. They have a short week next week for another holiday. It's that time of the year. But it's okay. We've got each other. And that's really what matters. We can hold each other through all these tough times. It is a tough time. It does feel heavy in the air. Does anyone else feel that way? You wake up in the morning, you're feeling heavy. And in the comments, I'm seeing it too. We have deaths, we have breakups, we have illnesses. This is not good. We got to turn this shit around, you guys. I am so sorry. This is horrible. Do you need me to do a dance? Do you need me to do a little dance? Make a little love? Get down tonight? I'll do anything I can to put you guys in a good mood. Let's do it all. Everyone, get ready to at least smile a little bit because Cody Brown is on the mind today. Cody Brown and his shaggy ramen hair. We're going to get all into it today on Daily Dose of Donna. Now, we're not going to talk about Sister Wives just yet, but I do want to just say one thing. There's something about the score of Sister Wives, and I'm dying to know who is responsible, who's the music supervisor for Sister Wives? Like, who sits there and they're like, okay, we're getting into the next scene, which is when Mary and Cody talk about their spiritual divorce for the 90th time in the last 2 episodes. So let's come up with the most devastating, emotional, like insanely over the top cinematic score for this moment. Now I just realized my software that I use to do this live streaming, it's called StreamYard. And I realized as I was doing my little intro, you can put some background music. I didn't upload any, but they give you some options. So let's pretend that we're on Sister Wives. It says acoustic cinematic. Let's see if this works. This week on Sister Wives. It kind of works. Do you guys hear that? Daydreaming. When Cody and Robin go to the driveway to talk. Nope, not feeling it. Maybe into space. Janelle and Gabriel make eggs. Nope. This is going to be the last one, and then we will move on to the show. How about feeding the ducks? Christine and David go on the second date where they just hold hands. He doesn't know she's a polygamist. But guess what? His sisters are too. I think this is the one. This is the music. Make it a little louder. Cody and Robin cry their ways. They cry themselves to sleep every morning and night in their purple, passionate princess house. All right, back to the show, guys. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Suki said the first one sounds like the love theme from Coyote Pass. It really does. I do think that they created their sounds from StreamYard, the software here. It's been a weird it's a weird time. I do think we're gonna look back at 2024. At some point, we're gonna look back at 2024 and be like, "Remember 2024? Do you remember how awful 2024 was?" I feel like it's gonna be one of those moments. Um, Aw, Mark is back. That's exciting. Everyone's back. The gang is back together, y'all. The gang is back together. And if the gang is back together, it sounds like it's this kind of a day. Dance pop. This is dance pop music. Trying to put you guys in a good mood, but this music is not doing it for me. Okay. It's happening. Everyone do the robot. Hold on. Sweater off for this one. Hope you're smiling. I hope you're smiling. We all need to enjoy ourselves a little bit today. I'm back. Oh God, I gotta turn that off. Stop. Okay, good. We needed that. Well, let's start talking about a couple things. I think this is a good entrance into the Mormon wives story because there's not that many crazy stories over the weekend. Like nothing insane happened. Did anything big happen? Like big celebrity news? I didn't see anything wild. So we're really searching. We're digging. We do have some Diddy stories, but it like just came out 2 seconds ago. But we're digging. We're going deep. We're going deep into the archives. By the way, are you guys watching House of Villains? A lot of you told me to watch House of Villains. I like can't really wrap my mind around House of Villains. I don't know. There's enough horrible people on TV on normal shows. Do I want to watch House of Villains? Do I really want to, connect myself to more bad people on purpose? Hosted by Monica freaking Garcia? Like, do I need that in my life? You guys just tell me if I do or not. What I do think is very exciting is that our collective boyfriend, Craig Conover, is on the Toast this morning. Did you guys see that? The Toast, which is one of my favorite podcasts, has Craig on their show today. So when this is done and it gets uploaded and everything, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to watch the Toast. So I'm excited for that. We have to, the Mormon wives girls are trolling us. This is one story that I thought was kind of annoying and interesting and obnoxious and all of the above. The Mormon wives girls are trolling us with Jen Affleck. Jen Affleck is Zach Affleck's wife. Remember Zach Affleck? He's the Cody Brown lookalike. He's the one with the blonde curly hair, which can't really tell apart because they're both, pieces of shit. He's the one that treats her really badly, who expects her to like bow down to him, who she basically bankrolls and is the breadwinner, covers him through medical school and does all of that. And then also he tells her what she can and can't do and threatens divorce and yells at her while he gambles until 2 a.m. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? We know who he is. Okay. So Zach Affleck, not only is he apparently not married to Ben. Funny story. He's married to Ben Affleck. No, not. Apparently, he's not even related to Ben Affleck. Apparently, he's related to Lala Kent, which I know a lot of you are going to say that tracks and makes sense. I'm not going to say that because I don't mind Lala Kent that much. But allegedly, he's not even related to Ben Affleck. But he's an asshole. We know this. I saw Instagram, a reel by my friend Caitlin. She has a show called Bravo, Besties by Bravo. She posted something. I'm actually going to show it to you because she found something that that Jen Affleck posted, which I thought was Insane. Insane. And this goes to show exactly why Zach Affleck is such a jerk. So this is her account is actually called Besties by Caitlin. She's great. You guys know her if you've been around here. She's been on my show. I've been on her show. So check out this and exactly what he did to show what a douchebag he is.
This is not a Zach Affleck hate page, but Mama.
Dada? Dada?
He's like, no, Dada.
Mom.
No.
She literally just said it.
No, she didn't.
She literally, I just recorded it. Are you effing kidding me?
Guys, this is the kind of man he is. He said, the baby says, Mama, Mama. And he goes, Dada. No, she didn't say it. Dada, Dada, Dada. Can you even believe what the fuck is wrong with a man like that? I would, and that's on camera, knowing that she's probably going to post it on her TikTok because they post every single thing that they ever do all the time. They post it on TikTok. Can you even imagine what a piece of crapola that guy is? I thought it was absolutely horrible. That being said, she is like playing games and she's posting all over her socials, like without her ring, that her relationship has changed. But guarantee you guys right now, she is still with this man and she's trolling us. Okay. So whatever you guys think, if that she's like showing up that she's totally single and she's not with him, you're wrong. She is still with him because people have been posting that they just moved into a new house, that they're fine, they're together, and they're doing this for views. Cameras are up. So don't fall for these Mormon wives' tricks. Okay, Mom Talk's got it in the bag. They know what they're doing, those Mom Talkers. Got it? They know what they're doing. Do you guys care about Mom Talk? Like, the amount of interest I have for Mom Talk and the Mormon wives is it's waning. It's low on the Richter scale. Do we care? I can't tell because when I look at the comments in the live chat, I don't feel like a lot of you guys give a shit. Like you guys are talking about other things in life. You know, everyone's talking about like what they want to eat for dinner, which I want to kind of be in your conversation over talking about Mom Talk. Is it our age? Are we too old for Mom Talk? A lot of you guys don't care. Just figured it out. We've aged out. We've aged out of Mom Talk. We've aged out of parts of Love is Blind when they talk about not getting a cis hetero, only having a cis hetero, marrying them. Michelle says if they aren't going to address the soft swinging, then I'm out. Guess we're kind of out. I think we're more interested in Cody Brown, like that side of Mom Talk, right? Like I want Mary Brown talk. I want Robin talk all day long. Just feel like I want to be cool like the other Bravo accounts that are into it, but I'm not. I'll watch it, but I'm not excited about it. Between us, I kind of don't care. Now, Candace brings up something very important. She says, I don't care about Mom Talk, but I do want to try their soda orders. I would do anything for a Swig to show up in Los Angeles. How do we get ourselves a Swig in LA? Swig is their soda shop that like literally it's a soda pop shop, it's like old school, like the 50s, right? It's a soda pop shop when you go and you get your like sodas, but they have all the sugar-free vanilla, sugar-free with all their little creamers. Like, how do we get that? If I went to the store and bought all the sugar-free creamers that they use, I mean, people would look at me and be like, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, I don't know. You have so many in Dallas? Come on, bring some to Los Angeles. LA's too healthy for Swigs. Like we have Erewhon. They would do Swig with like poppies and like Ollie Pops, like the probiotic sodas. And the sweeteners would be monk fruit. No thanks. Right? No, thank you. Michelle says we have them in Sacramento, but we call them dirty sodas. kind of want a dirty soda myself now that I think about it. Wait, Candace is getting on a plane right now to go to Dallas for a swig. So am I. See you there. Let's have a meetup in Dallas for a swig immediately. I feel like Utah's closer. How far is Utah? I don't know geography. That's one thing I don't know. You guys, okay, let's move on. Let's get into some new Diddy stories, which are, well, actually, no. Let's not talk about Diddy yet. Let's not give him that. Let's talk about sex, and not the Diddy kind. Let's talk about self-pleasure, because guess what, guys? My fave, Dame, my fave. And really, you wonder why I got this glow? It's because of Dame.com. Yes, Dame is sponsoring Daily Dose of Donna once again this week. Here is some tea for you. Dame products are the ultimate plus one for your bedroom. With 10 years of closing the pleasure gap, Dame is all about redefining sexual wellness by creating products that prioritize your pleasure and comfort. Their vibes feature soft body safe materials, USB-C charging, whichever one that is. I don't know. Lance is always like, babe, do you have a USB-C? I'm like, which one is that? He's like, the USB-C. I'm like, I don't know which one that is. So it's USB-C charging. So for those of you that know what that is. And low power indicators, because there's nothing worse than a dead vibe. Check out Dame.com and use my code, which is DailyDose30 for 30% off your first purchase. Trust me, it's worth it. The nice thing is that Dame is created by a engineer and a sexual wellness, hold on. Okay, a sexologist and an engineer who have vulvas, by the way. But you can't say that about others. Dame is all about sparking conversations, breaking taboos, and making pleasure accessible and inclusive for everyone. They even sued the NYC subway system for sexist advertising policies and won. Whether you're exploring on your own or with a partner, Dame's products are designed to elevate your sexual wellness with a blend of science and style. There's a bunch of different products. There's the Ava. There's the Palm. The Palm fits in the palm of your hand with a soft, flexible body that bends to your needs. Get it? Get it? It bends to your needs. I'm saying so much without saying it all, but I hope you guys are getting excited as I speak. I am. Whether it's broad or pinpointed, Palm is all about personalized pleasure. I mean, going from the Mormon wives into self-pleasure feels so on track. Like you couldn't have written this. So go to Dame.com and use code DailyDose30 for 30% off your purchase. I hate when I do that. I hate when I do that. Have I told you guys about this microphone issue? See this little light right here? It's so easy to just tap and then it mutes, and there's no way to turn off the tap. And I use my hands when I speak. I don't know what you guys lost, but it was a good joke. Whatever you guys lost, you'll never get it back. And it was so good. It was like award-winning shit. Jen Helen says, can anyone read lips? Well, just wait. It was dirty. It was so dirty. Yes, I was naming my gift shop. I was wondering, what would my gift shop be called? Daily Dose of Dirt by Donna Bowling. I would love a gift shop. Like, I want to own a 7-Eleven, but not one here in Los Angeles because they all get raided and stolen from the news that I watch every day. So like, I want to own a gift shop, a convenience store. I want my own self-serve soda machines, right? I want soft serve ice cream. I want like with toppings. I want all the snacks, so many snacks. I want bulk candy, Swedish bulk candy. I would like, what else would I want in there? Obviously a swig situation. Definitely swig. I wouldn't mind some sort of a margarita corner. Definitely, I don't know. There would be a lot of good stuff over there. There would be a lot of fun, good things in that little corner store. Dirty Donna, Dirty D's. Call it I blame Kris Jenner. No, I should call it thank you, Beyonce. Have you heard that whole story? That is a conspiracy. Let's talk about Diddy really fast just to get this out. This is actually awful, but is anyone even surprised anymore? It's not even surprising anymore that Diddy has more allegations against him. More lawsuits have come out against him again. It never ends. It will never end. This is unreal. Let me just put my stuff on Do Not Disturb. It's crazy what's happening today. He is accused, Diddy is now accused of drugging, graping, can I say SMizing? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can say these words. And threatening to kill multiple victims in new bombshell lawsuits. This doesn't end and it won't end. I believe it will continue. And I don't think these are fake. You know, a lot of people are like, well, people are just jumping on. I don't think you would. Would you just jump on the bandwagon and just try to like add yourself to the lawsuit? I don't believe you would. It says in court documents obtained by Page 6 on Monday, one identified female claimed Combs graped her in 2004 after the then 19-year-old was allegedly invited to a photo shoot and then to his Marriott Hotel in Manhattan. At the more exclusive party, the college student was allegedly taken to a separate room off from the main party where the door was locked, and she claims Combs assaulted her and her friend. He allegedly threatened to have them both killed if they did not comply. In another filing, an unnamed male accused Combs of aggravated SA in a Macy's department store stockroom in 2008. He claimed he was confronted by Combs and two bodyguards who threatened to kill the victim as the songwriter allegedly orally raped him. Another unidentified man accused Combs of drugging and more, basically raping him in a van outside of a white party. You guys, it goes on and on and on. This is absolutely awful. It's just awful. And it doesn't stop. It won't stop. Like, because, and if I was one of these victims and I was holding it on for so long, I mean, and the stories are really detailed too. Macy's stockroom in 2008, like that's not something you're like, oh, I was at some random party. This other one is an alleged victim who is talking about a 1995 party. This woman has been holding onto this for 30 years. Yes, you guys, 1995 was 30 years ago, 29 years ago. Can we wrap our heads around that? Because in my mind, 30 years ago is 1970. Anyone else with me on that? Does anyone else still feel like 30 years ago is 1970? I still can't wrap my head around the fact that 30 years ago was 1995. Like what? The point is that in 1995, there was a party promoting Biggie Smalls' One More Chance music video. And at this party, a female alleged that Combs violently struck her, slamming her head against a wall before hitting her once more and then going on to grape her. It's absolutely sick. It's sick beyond belief. It happened all the time, consistently. He got away with it, so he kept on going. It kept happening. It kept going. The more he could do, the more he wanted to get away with. The more he could get away with, the more he wanted to push the buttons. The more he could do, the more he tried. You know, it's like you hear this a lot with people that are criminals or people that are, I don't know how to explain it, but almost like they just try to constantly push buttons. Like, let's see how much more I can get away with without getting, without getting caught. I had a conversation. This was so weird. I had a conversation yesterday with my son about was it about Michael Jackson? Was it yesterday? I can't even remember. We were in the car. This is my 11, 12-year-old son. And we were talking about Michael Jackson. And he was asking, like, do you think that's all connected with the Diddy thing? Because the doctor. How were we talking about it? He had seen something about Diddy and like Aaliyah and the doctors and the this and like Jay-Z. And he was like, do you think Michael Jackson was related to that situation? I said, no, I think Michael Jackson was separate than Diddy. I don't think Michael Jackson and Diddy were connected in any way personally. I mean, who knows? But I think he was actually just killed by accident from an overdose because he was needing some serious medications to sleep, propofol by his doctor. And then my son goes, "That's so sad." And I said, "Yeah, it's definitely sad, but Michael Jackson was like he wasn't okay. Like there was a lot going on there." And my son actually said, "Well, how do we know those kids weren't just lying, like just to get money?" And I thought to myself, like, that is interesting that you think that. Um, I don't believe they were lying. There were many, many accounts of kids that came out and told their parents, and there were a lot of different, there was a lot of cases that corroborated the stories against Michael Jackson at the time. And he's like, "But it's so easy just to say that something happened just to get rich." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I guess, but also, like, can you imagine, Dylan, that you tell me something that happens to you and we go to the police and then people say like he's just lying, but it actually did happen to you." It's actually really, really scary. Um when it comes to victims speaking out and then people not believing them. That's the scariest part is when people don't believe the victims. And you have to like use your judgment. And also you have to think what's the con versus the pro of coming out for these people that are talking about things that happened 25, 30 years ago. What would be the point for them to come out and say this now, to go through the process, to have to go to an attorney, to have to pay for an attorney, right? I imagine they'd have to pay for an attorney, to have to go through this opportunity and speak to someone. Is it financial for a lot of them? I don't think so. I think they want to get justice for something they've been living with for a long, long time. I mean, there's so much shame that comes with victims in these situations. It's just awful. It's a really, really horrible, messy, messy situation. Um, and so many people just hide it and just are quiet, and not just because he's Diddy and famous and they're scared. I mean, this man clearly was telling them, "I will kill you if you do not abide." So think about how many people were potentially scared for their lives to say a word. But then not only that, I'm watching Tell Me Lies on Hulu. And for those of you that don't watch Tell Me Lies, it's a great show. I don't know why. I love it so much. I'm so into it. But Tell Me Lies, there's a storyline like this. And it has to do with like a drugging and a situation. It's a college age story, college age characters. And one of the girls, the victim, doesn't want to say anything about it. She doesn't want to go the distance and say anything about it because it's like so shameful. It's so much shame associated with it. So many victims are scared to come out. They don't want people to judge them. They don't want people to call them names and look at them bad and be and like I don't know. It's really strange. It's a strange dynamic. Okay. Um Okay, you guys are all talking about what happened to Michael Jackson. Yeah, I don't remember the actual stories. Ray says, was Michael even convicted? I can't remember. Mark says no, but there were civil settlements. Yeah, there was a lot. I watched so many things back in those days, like right after he died, but I can't really remember specifically what ended up happening. That was a crazy story. Tell Me Lies is a phenomenal show. Season 2 is so good. Every week I'm like, it's a great show. It's actually it's based on a book written by a woman. Her name is Carola Levering, who I'm reading a book by her now called Bye Baby that I really like. So anyway, I hope Diddy it's May 5th, by the way. May 5th is is when Diddy is supposed to go to, I have to tell you guys this. May 5th is when Diddy goes to trial, is apparently, I heard April or May. But I was at a party on Saturday night and all these like Hollywood people, there's a lot of, executives and agents and people of that nature all kind of hanging out. A lot of people are like, he's not going to even make it to trial. He's going to die before that. People think that there's no way he's going to actually stay alive to trial because people are going to be so desperate to off him and Epstein him. I have no idea. Secondly is, that's a good question. Okay, I'll get to that in just a second. Secondly, there was a really crazy video that someone showed us. Have you guys heard about this video? Oh, I don't even want to get into it. Never mind. It's totally going left field. Okay, I'll talk about it another day. A question here is from LB, says, Donna, I love that you're teaching your boys to believe victims, but being that they're boys, how would you react if someone made awful accusations about them in the future? I mean, obviously that's like a mom's biggest fear, right? Like, I think as parents, being parents, okay, so we talked about this. I was at a party with a bunch of moms. A lot of them are boy moms. Some of them have girls too, but a lot of them have older boys than mine. Mine are young. Mine are 11 and 9. But some of them have teens, and these teens look old. It's crazy. They're like 13, 14, they look 16. Especially the girls. It's like wild what's happening out there. And here in LA, it's like, they're all done up, right? And so they were all talking about that, and they were all saying it's almost scarier to be a parent of a boy than a girl because it's happened a few times at like high school parties. A lot of these kids, they sneak some White Claws and they're at, some house party and they're drinking some drinks, and something can happen and like a boy can, try to make out with a girl and it could be taken a wrong way, or the boy could be maybe doing something that like he thinks is okay and it's not, or got, whatever. And then the girl can go to their mom and say, yeah, he kissed me. I didn't want to kiss him. And that could turn into something else. It's very scary. It is very scary being a parent. I think it's scarier. It's always been that way. But now with, such an easy, it's so important. It's like, it's a very tough subject. I'm not a parenting expert and I'm not there yet. All I would say is that if someone did come out and say that my kids did something to them, I'm not going to immediately say that that person's wrong. I mean, I am the first person to know when my kids are flawed. My kids are insanely flawed. Like they ain't perfect whatsoever. So I 100% would not be able to say like, it wasn't them. Like, I'm not that mom. Not at all. I know a lot of moms that are that mom in denial about their kids' flaws. That ain't me. I can tell you all about the things wrong with them. Okay. Ray wants to know, I had to answer, did you cover, I had to answer the door. Did you cover Chef Stu and Megan at Jax's? So I don't know a lot about this, but I saw this very, very briefly, and I have no idea if Jeff Lewis talked about it on his show this morning because I didn't watch this. But allegedly, yesterday, there was some sort of BravoCon event. I don't think it was an official BravoCon. It was like some Bravo group event held at Jax's. You guys tell me if you know more details about what this event was. But I did see someone post on a Facebook group somewhere that Megan and Stu showed up at Jax's yesterday together. Now, this is really, really odd. It's odd. It's odd for anyone that's watching. Why? To see Megan and Heather together, Heather McDonald, is hard enough, I think, for anyone that really loved Jeff and Megan as friends, because what started the major like fallout between Jeff and Heather at the very beginning of last year was the Heather and Megan fallout. And so to see that now a year later, Megan is really close with Heather and doesn't speak to Jeff, like that's kind of a weird feeling. But Megan was really close with Heather for years before. And she was also really close with Brandy and Julie before. So it does make sense that she's friends with them. But she knows Stu through Jeff, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. She does know Stu through, I mean, I don't know. Stu was kind of around. He and Amy Phillips wrote that book together, the cookbook together. So maybe she did know him briefly through just like Bravo and Radio Andy type stuff. But they did have a friendship together before. So, I mean, sorry, they didn't like have a very known friendship before. So it is interesting to see them not only at the same event, which is like would happen anytime, but it looks to me like they hung out together and went to the same event because they posted on their stories that they were together outside of a place called Laurel Tavern, which is a great bar and restaurant here in Studio City, but it's like a drive away from Jax's. So they were together in a different location before they went over to Jax's. So they definitely spent the day together. I don't know how close they are. I imagine that they're close-ish. It's a very, very uncomfortable situation for Jeff. Okay, let's be real. Love or hate Jeff. Love or hate him. If you do not, you have to okay. Jeff could be the worst person in the entire world, and it still has got to hurt to see all of your ex-friends and your ex-boyfriend spending all of their time together. I could hate Jeff and still see that to be true. If you have a little bit of sympathy in your heart, you can understand that that's got to hurt like a bitch. There's no question, right? That being said, everyone's allowed to have friendships, and a lot of people do bond after being quote unquote burned or hurt by the same person, which is why I believe Heather, Julie, Brandy, and Megan and Stu have all bonded. I think they literally sit together and like bond over how Jeff Lewis hurt them. I do. I mean, I think they love each other and care about each other, but I think that is a very strong unifying bonding experience to them. But it still has got to hurt. So I see both sides. I really do. And I feel like you'd have to be a monster to not feel a little bit for the person like Jeff who is on the outs of that. Now, Michelle says the bigger question is why can't Jeff maintain relationships and the fallout seem to stack up over and over again? And that is the best question that no one can figure out because this is a recurring issue in Jeff's life. No one understands why specifically this happens over and over. I would say it's not necessarily, I think it's a combination. I think Jeff probably chooses people in his life that are really Jeff's not friends with boring people. Not one person that Jeff is friends with is sleepy, boring, like no personality. Think about it. Think of all of Jeff's people. 99% of them are really strong personalities. They've got like, they're really comedic. They're really funny. They're really, dramatic. They've got their shit, right? And that's why it's so entertaining when they're together. But that being said, because of that, there's a lot of feelings. There's a lot of sensitivity. There's a lot of emotions, and they hurt each other. And so that's why I think his relationships don't work. I think Jeff probably can only really stay super, super close with people who aren't as strong of personalities, maybe. I don't know. He craves what you guys are saying also. He craves that kind of roller coaster friendships and relationships. I don't think he wants boring friendships. Right? I think it's a really interesting how and he's had fallouts with almost everyone, but he's gotten back together with a lot of them. Like Andy Cohen. Remember, he had a huge fallout with Andy Cohen. I think it was last year or the year before. It wasn't a huge fallout, but they had like a legitimate fight, and then they got back together and they made up. And it seems to be working out because Jeff seems to be like in the mix with Bravo right now. There's definitely like he has a lot of fallouts that work out. And then there's some that just can't do it. Like either Jeff says like, you've crossed the line, I'm done. Or the other person says, you've crossed the line, I'm done. It's a wild ride to watch. And just in the last couple of years that I've really been kind of following Jeff, because I've followed him since Flipping Out days, but I wasn't really watching or listening to his show really regularly until last year or a little bit before last year. But just in those 2 years, like there's been so many changes. It's impossible to keep up. Right? It's impossible to keep up. And it's sad. It's really sad for him. And I don't think I think he thrives on this chaos and I think he thrives at the relationship drama, but I don't think he actually must love it. There's no way that he can feel good seeing that his ex-boyfriend that he was in love with and very, very hurt by the breakup. We all know that when he broke up with Stu, it was like a really hard breakup for them. That's why they kept going back together. And his best friend for years, who was like his wingman and his sidekick and was a very, very important person in his life. It's a huge loss for him to lose Megan, I think. I'm sure that one stings like a bitch for him. So to see those two together, I can't imagine he went to bed feeling okay about that. I would feel sick to my stomach. I mean, think about those feelings that you would have if you saw your ex hanging out with your former best friend. It can't feel good, even if it's not a romantic feeling between them, you know? Lots of really interesting comments from you guys. Aren't most of his friends employees of him? That makes it hard to last. Jeff does not have a lot of friends that are not on his payroll. Mary says he wants total loyalty. He doesn't like chumps having individual friendships. Sue says Jeff's daughter is his best friend. And then Michelle says, I think it's difficult when you have a friend that airs your dirty laundry on national daily radio show. It's very true. It's a tough situation. That's why, none of you guys will be my friends, because if we hang out, I'm going to come here and just tell everyone about you. Just kidding. I don't do that. Although I'll tell you all about my conversation with Ray over the weekend. Just kidding. I did have a conversation with her, but I'm not sharing that shit with you. That's between us. Cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. What's another thing that we used to say when we were kids? I feel like if I say cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye, I probably could get canceled these days. Like, did I just say something cancelable? Because when we were kids, we used to say like something Indian chief. And I know for sure we'll get canceled if we say that. There was like a whole like, I don't know. There was like a whole thing, something Indian chief. Did I make that up? Now a lot of you guys send me stuff that Gage posts, but shockingly, and this is wild because I've never once in my life messaged Gage. I never once followed Gage. I don't even think I've ever seen Gage's stories, but one of you guys sent me a story of Gage's and I'm blocked. I am blocked by Gage. That was the weirdest one. I think Gage blocking me is the weirdest block I've ever had. Jax Taylor is second. Gage and Jax. Oh, doctor, lawyer, Indian chief. Circle, dot. Oh, yeah. Dot, circle, dot, dot. Crack an egg on your head. Let the yolk fall down. Wait. Spiders crawling up, snakes crawling down. Now you get the chills. Oh, do you guys remember that? Spiders crawling up, snakes crawling down. So good. The Kelly Dodd Jeff Lewis relationship is so fascinating to me, and I love it because I think Jeff Lewis will never end that relationship with her, because I think there's like a level of, she's like, I'm not taking your shit, so don't even dare. Because she's friends with Heather McDonald. Like, she is friendly with Heather. She's friends with Megan. She's friends with all of them. So I don't know. And she's obviously friends with Jeff. Now, I've never seen my mom more excited about anything I've ever done on this show than when Rick Leventhal called me out on his daily smash. My mom was like, oh, Rick from Fox News? My mom is a big Fox News girl, in case you guys are wondering. In case you're wondering. My mom was like, that Rick Leventhal knows you? She was so excited. Okay. let's move on to other stories. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. But before we do that, I want to talk to you guys about another favorite sponsor of mine, and that's Miss Jennifer Aniston. JK, it's not Jennifer Aniston, it's Lola V, though. Lola V, as the leaves begin to fall and the air turns crisp. What if I just sing this entire thing? It's time to reassess your hair care routine. Do you ever wonder why your hair never seems to reach its full potential? It may be the weather, but it also just may be hidden in your scalp. And for the one factor we can control, Lola V's bioengineered a 2-in-1 game changer to clean and nourish your scalp. The new Exfoliate and Detox Scalp Shampoo combines the power of a scalp scrub and clarifying shampoo, features a unique blend of activated charcoal powder, bamboo extract, and gentle AHAs to get rid of all that gunk weighing down your hair. Lots of gunk in here, leaving your scalp clean and perfectly balanced. And let's not forget those vegetable ceramides and B vitamins. They're there to soothe irritation and reduce flaking. Plus, with ingredients like alfalfa sprouts and pea peptides, you're on track to thicker, fuller looking hair. Love the science behind great hair care? Lola V's got you covered with their proprietary B Pro 3 bond technology that ensures your locks are protected from damage. And the best part? This brilliance in a bottle is formulated for all hair types and textures, especially those dealing with dry, itchy scalps as the seasons change. And you guys get 15% off your entire order at LOLAVIE.com. Just use code DailyDose15 at checkout. That is DailyDose15 at LOLAVIE.com. That's LOLAVI.com with promo code DailyDose15. They're going to ask you where you heard about them. Tell them Jennifer Aniston. Just kidding. Tell them Daily Dose of Donna. It's actually a really great gift. I was thinking, like, we're coming across the holiday season. So if you have a woman in your life that, takes her hair care seriously, is more interested in like clean hair care, and you also want to be like, look how fancy I am. I'm in with Annie. I was going to say J-Lo, but it's not. Janny. That's what you do. You just kind of send them over a basket of Lola V, but make sure to use my code so you get 15% off. LOLAV.com, Daily Dose 15. Thanks, Lola V. Okay. Someone in my comments, Lily, is saying that she's blocked by me. She's blocked by Donald Trump. She's blocked by Tom Sandoval. Lily, why did I get included in Donald Trump and Tom Sandoval? What did you say to me that got you blocked? Must be pretty mean in DMs. Okay. So let's move on. Real Housewives of Potomac, who watched it? I'm going to say one thing really fast. Actually, a couple things. I want to like this season. I do. Karen is coming off real petty. Did anyone else feel that? Petty. Like, I feel like she is, she's very, she's not likable this season. Not at all. Last season, I really liked my girl Karen, the grand dame. Then she had this crazy DUI. She comes back this season and she's not showing any sense of accountability. She's not showing any sense of like, oh, I made a mistake. She's not showing any humble behavior. It's very angry. It's very entitled. It's very like, forget about it. No problem. Everything's fine. And the problem here is we've got Giselle, who I still can't decide if I like or not because she says morning. That's like something I can't do. But Giselle has decided to throw Karen that attitude party. Okay. Last week, that attitude party it was a little bit of a fail. It worked, but it was a little bit of a fail, mostly because they spent the entire lunch attacking Mia and her parenting, as they should. As they should. It is a horrible situation what Mia is putting her kids through. I don't think we got a lot of it on this episode, though. We got a little bit. We didn't get a lot of it, thank God. But if you guys forgot, Mia is making her storyline this season the paternity of her son, of her age-appropriate son who will be able to Google this very, very soon and see her using his paternity and whether Ink or Gordon is his dad. Like, it's bad. It's bad, you guys. I don't know. This season's not giving me good vibes at all. But the most important thing is that Karen feels like she has Giselle in her corner. And instead of feeling grateful that she has her in a corner, she's pushing her away at any chance she gets. She's mad at her that she had a non-alcoholic drink called the Grand Dame at the party, even though she just got a freaking DUI, her second. She's mad that she made a non-alcoholic drink named after her. And then she's mad because, or she's not mad, but she throws it out there that on the same exact day that Giselle's having a party for their athleisure line that's going to be honoring Giselle's late dad who just died of a brain tumor, cancer, she's also going to be accepting some weird award that no one really understands, that it sounds like Karen begged to be invited to, and is kind of like pulling all the girls to that instead of that. It's giving there's no storyline. Is anyone else feeling that? It's giving we got nothing this season. I honestly don't even know how much time I want to spend recapping the show today because I didn't love it. I didn't laugh. I didn't find anything really entertaining. Found a lot of mean girl behavior. The girls got in a Sprinter van to try to figure out how they were going to be able to go to both Karen's event and then show up at Giselle's event. And a few of the girls like really found a way to get to Giselle's event by 8 p.m. And Giselle like embarrassingly yelled at them when they got there and got security involved to get them out. I wasn't into it, you guys. I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling this season. Now, my friend Eliza said, is it just me or is the new girl, is it Stacy? Does she look just like Kenya? And I was like, that's what it is. She really does look just like Kenya, Stacy. I mean, this is a horrible picture. It's just a screenshot. Does she not look like Kenya's twin? It's really interesting. She's beautiful. I'm not feeling it, you guys. Ashley Darby bugs. She's bugged me now for a few seasons. Something about her feels very fake. Her energy feels fake. It's not for me. Mia's off like in La La Land with Ink. Giselle, the way that Giselle speaks to Karen even doesn't feel like a genuine friendship. None of it is connecting. I'm not into it, guys. I'll watch it and I'll see where it goes, but I'm not into it. So that's my recap of Potomac, which is bad. Bad. I remember last season I hated too. A lot of you guys did too. Okay. Good news is we got Sister Wives. And when I tell you, Sister Wives is the best show. Because on last night's episode, we got talk about placenta. I'm sorry, was that too much for you in the morning? I had to see it at 6 this morning. Yup. Not only did I hear about Mackenzie taking a bite out of her placenta, I got to see it. Did you guys see Mackenzie's placenta too? Aw. Trigger warning. What? What? Mackenzie is your typical annoying new mom. I understand she already has a kid, but do you have those moms? I remember this in Mommy and Me, where I was like, I'm not sleeping, you guys. I'm really depressed. I'm so sad. I feel like I'm just like so depressed. And there was a mom next to me and she's like, try eating your placenta. It makes you happy. I was like, fuck you and your placenta. Your placenta. And she goes, it's not like it tastes like carne asada. She said it like that. Tony's like, it looks like carne asada. I'm sorry. Gross. Ace and Arthur, those cute babies. I'm sorry that your mom had to put you through that. She's like, I just took it raw. gross. Now, I love how Mary's like, no, no. When someone presented me with a placenta, I said, no, no, I wouldn't do it. Not going to do a placenta. And Robin said, I have to admit it. I ate my placenta first. With Ariella and Solomon. And that's why Ariella loves us so much. I eat my placenta first. I mean, I can see McKelty. You know how Brianna on Real Houses of OC, Vicky's daughter, and Ryan, her psycho husband, became like really, really keto, and they became like carnivores, and they were going through a period, I don't know if they still are, where they were posting on their social media like every day all the meat that they're eating, and he was taking like a barefoot walks through the woods, and they were just like, mate. That's going to be them. It's going to be like McKelty, Tony, and the placenta. She's going to be like, today in placenta meals, I'm going to teach you how to add placenta to your cottage cheese. Like, she's going to be the Bethany to placenta. She's like, I'm traveling around Los Angeles trying all the best placenta so you don't have to. Vom. So, a lot of you guys like placenta. Good for you. Just I'm not judging women that eat their placenta. In fact, I had a lot of friends who took their placenta in like pill form. Basically, there's a service, a woman that comes to you in the hospital and collects your placenta, dries it, grinds it up, and puts it in like gel caps. And then you take it every day. That I can kind of get my head around. Next thing you know, it's going to be Bethany in a hotel room, a very darkly lit hotel room, going crazy eating placenta. Bethany eats it with her chicken salad. She eats placenta with her Topiko, her fish eggs at Round Swamp Farms. That's why they call it a swamp. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we got this annoying scene with McKelty and Tony, placenta, and Ramen Hair. Ramen Hair and Robin went to go visit so that he could meet his grandkids. I'm so excited. I get to meet Ace and Arthur. He only likes McKelty because McKelty likes him. Do you notice this? Cody only likes those who like him. There is no such thing as unconditional love for Cody. Cody is the king of conditional love. He only loves kids who like him first. If they like him, he likes them. It's not the other way around. McKelty, he's lucky enough at this point in their lives, likes him because she likes Robin. I don't know if she likes Cody, but she likes Robin. So with that comes Ramen Dad. And Cody comes and he's even actually shedding a tear over Ace and Arthur. He even decides, maybe I can buy. Guys, he comes up with a genius idea. You never heard this one before. Maybe I can buy a large house in Flagstaff where you guys can move in. We're going back to season 1 of Sister Wives. A large house, a compound, if you may. McKelty goes, never mind. No thanks. He wants to be a sister wife with McKelty. Is it possible that he wants to marry McKelty? I wouldn't put him past him. This guy's all about adoration. Someone likes him, he wants to marry you. Now, we have heard that McKelty is not on good terms with Cody and Robin anymore. Because remember, what we're watching now is from 1982. Okay, we're still in 1987 on Sister Wives. So 30 years, 75 years have passed since what we're watching on TV. No, actually, really what we're watching right now is when Christine and David have just started dating. And remember, we've already seen like 8 months ago their wedding. So we're really 2 years behind. So something has happened in the last 2 years that made them break up. We're not really sure. But yes, something went down at Garrison's funeral over the spring because everything we're seeing is prior to Garrison's death, which is why it's just so daunting to think like they don't even know what's coming, right? Now, that scene was annoying. Cody actually sheds tears and Robin's like, guys, look at your dad. Look at your dad. He's crying. He got it from me. He learned that from me. I taught him how to shed his tears. So, we saw that annoying scene. Then we went on and we saw a scene between Christine and Gabriel. Now, raise your hand if Gabriel is your favorite kid. Gabriel is my favorite child. I will never be able to to forget that scene where Gabriel cried in his confessional because his dad forgot his birthday or didn't call him on his birthday. When I tell you my heart broke, Gabriel seems like a truly good kid. And he got just screamed at and scolded last season or 2 seasons ago when it was COVID time because he wanted to still live his life and like go to school and have a job or whatever. And Cody was not down for it. And it's the age-old question where Gabriel's like, he wants to be with Robin. He doesn't want to be our friend. He doesn't want to be our dad. He doesn't want to be in our lives. And yet he's turning it out to make it look like we're the bad ones. But in reality, he just doesn't want to be a good dad to us. And Gabe is like he's not off. He's not wrong. And Christine admits it. She's like, yeah, I mean, to put it bluntly, he picks his perfect wife over us. It's actually really effed up, you guys. It's so sad. And then, of course, Ramen Hair says, I've tried with Gabriel. I've tried. I have tried and I keep getting rejected. Now, Gabe did talk about Cody at the beginning because he was like, Mom, do you want an egg? Do you want some eggs? Do you like runny yolk or hard yolk? Christine goes, have I been saying Christine this whole time? I'm saying Janelle. I mean Janelle. I'm so sorry. Janelle goes, yeah, I like a runny yolk. And then they were like, you remember how your dad likes with like a lid on the egg and then like this? And then Gabriel's like, and remember how when we go to a restaurant, he needs a water, but like the lemon in and not out. And they're like, he's so weird. He's so weird. Yeah, he's weird. He's a weird dude. I mean, they're just sitting there recognizing the reality. Like, we don't have a dad. And I think this is truly like where it is. Now, Billy says, I think COVID is what broke up the family. And 100%, COVID is what broke up the family. But COVID was, as I think Gabriel even said, COVID was like the straw that broke the camel's back. But the camel's back was already so close to being broken already. Cody was already so done with these people. Case in point, my favorite part of the episode. My favorite part of the episode, which really sums up the entire show in its own. And when I say the show, not even the episode, the show, the seasons, all of it, is when Mary says, I have filed for a spiritual dissolution of our marriage. Like she went to the head of their whatever it is, church, to go and basically end their spiritual marriage. And she's like, I'm done. I've tried. I didn't want to do this. I'm done though. At this point, it's been 46 years since Mary has spoken to Cody. Like, sorry guys, I'm going to be a little crass here, but like her down there, has seen Dame more than it's seen Cody in the last 10 years. Like there's no way that she and Cody have even like spoken alone in 7 years. They're totally apart. She finally decides she's going to officially break it off. Robin Brown has the audacity to say, I think Cody is really emotional about this. He shed some tears. He's sad. He's sad about this. Cuts to Cody. I'm relieved. And that, my friends, is how Sister Wives works. Cody's a dick, and Robin thinks in some weird delusional way that Cody is still this like loving, amazing, wonderful human being, and everyone is doing it to Cody. Cody's like, I couldn't be happier. Got Mary out of my life. She's like, Cody is so sad. I still hope there's a chance. Cody's like, Thank God I don't have to see that creepy old bitch. I mean, it's wild. Wild. Now, we see a scene, maybe the biggest meltdown we've ever seen, with Robin sitting on the floor in her bathroom, crying over how her life is falling apart. She's so depressed. She doesn't know how she's going to do this. This is not the life she wanted. She wanted a family. She wanted the porch. She didn't want to have to be alone with Cody forever. Maybe she was in love with McKelty too. She didn't want what she's got, which is all the ramen all the time, unlimited ramen. She's at the ramen buffet, all you can eat. It's ramen o'clock, 24/7. No one wants that much ramen. So Robin wishes she was at the placenta restaurant and not the ramen restaurant. But unfortunately, you know, you get what you get. You get what you get, and you don't get upset, Robin. You asked for this. You wanted this. It's literally crazy. It's like, it's crazy making. Because she plays this like game of like, I didn't want this. And meanwhile, every time Cody came over, she was probably like, Cody, I know you only want this. You don't want those blonde bitches. It's wild. So when we get together at my next DoserCon, we are going to all eat placenta and Cody ramen with a side of Swig. Okay? It's going to be phenomenal. Cannot wait. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sitting through a wild episode. Once again, wild, crazy. We're wild and crazy. We're just like Cody and Robin. We're so wild. Crazy. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye.